There, it's working now.
Okay, so it's on. Okay, that's good. Was it the F1 key that you hit?
Yep.
I didn't hit it hard enough.
I guess not.
Okay, because I have hotkeys set up. I don't want to start on this screen every single time I make a video because it doesn't look that great, does it? Okay, so I'm going to switch to a picture of some of my woodworking, which I think would be far more interesting for anybody watching this, even though really what I'm doing right now is just babbling on. It's a big day. We had a lot of work to do. My son and I worked at a woodworking video that was supposed to be done today, but we got the footage taken. It's a lot more footage than we expected. I was hoping to keep it down a little over 10 minutes. We've got like 25 minutes of video, and we've got to figure out how to chop it down. I mean, there is garbage in there, don't get me wrong. There's stuff that cut out and it won't be missed, but I'm not sure we can get it much below 15 minutes, which is all right, I guess. People stay on there. I get more view minutes for my account. I just don't like to go on longer than I have to. Be bored. The video that we were working on was for turning the turning 2x4 series. We were making a little candy bowl. Okay, and I have that candy bowl here, and I can't see myself, so I don't know if this is showing. If I moved it too fast, it gets kind of blurry. Okay, but this is the one we made. It's kind of cool. It wasn't that much fun to make because we were in a rush. Quite a bit on our plates today. We had a extended family picnic, which was a lot of fun. Okay, we wanted to go to that. We didn't want to miss out on that. But it's in another town, so we had to pack everything up and go over there. We went. We had a lot of fun. We talked about woodworking. We talked about YouTube. We talked about all kinds of stuff. And we weren't too bothered by Sappy Fest, which is still going on in the background. It's not that busy, but they do busy up in the evening. So if you saw my Sappy Fest video that was posted up before this one, yeah, that's still going on. Trying to think what there's all to talk about today. We learn things. One thing that's really cool, and you get to see it real soon, my camera doesn't pick things up unless they're relatively stationary. I'm going to have Wesley go scooting behind and show how bloody fast he is. Yeah, he's getting up. We got to show you this. Okay, he's going to go by me, and he is just a blur. Anybody else have kids that are this fast? You see him go by? Okay, he's coming back. There he goes again. Small things amuse us. Okay, but it's kind of fun. Okay, you can stop now. He ran into the stuff at the end of the wall. Okay, so he was trying too hard. But yeah, that's a blur.
Yeah.
I can't see it right now in real time because the way OBS works is I sit up in the corner talking here, but I'm looking at the screen of what I'm looking at. I don't actually see myself while I'm doing it, which is probably a good thing because as I make sure my eye's not wandering. I'm tired. I got a lazy eye. Okay, the picture we had been showing. Oh, just run back to it quick. Here, click it back. This is some birch stuff that I turned a while back and took pictures of it. They'll show up again in these pictures so I can explain them more thoroughly when I get to them. This is a cherry wood carver's mallet. It is a beautiful piece and it's still sitting here. I enjoyed making it. Cherry is really nice wood to turn. And it's just basically turned from a heavy branch that's been cut. Actually, it's part of the log that I cut on the what I called the choke cherry burl harvest. Some of the wood from that. It's not actually choke cherry. There's a lot more of it growing around here. It grows quite large. It's actually wild black cherry. Choke cherry doesn't get that big. And I'll probably change the title on that video at some point just to correct it, but I'll have to make a note in the description. It takes time that I'm not sure I want to take. But yeah, it actually came from that tree. Okay, I've got more of that material. I brought in a log to dry good. There's more material outside. I do have someone wants a gavel set that I get to make yet, and I have to get started on that real soon. I don't want to pass up that order. Um, this is actually a wine goblet and a small cup made with alder wood, the swamp alder. I've talked about it before. Um, I love that two-tone wood. I am going to figure out how it happens, because usually the wood is just a dark color that I'm showing with the mouse here circling around. It's just a dark color. This white is an unusual coloration. My thinking is what happens is that a branch died further up the plant and the nutrients weren't flowing through this part of the wood, so it bleached out. I'm just theorizing here. If I'm right, I'm going to be able to find more of this stuff, because I like the two-tone coloration. It looks really, really sharp, adds a lot of value to it, and the more it's worth, the more I can fetch with it. This little scoop was a project I made just to see if I could do it. It was a pain in the posterior, to be honest. Okay, I don't think it turned out badly, but it just wasn't that much fun to make. It wasn't that easy. I don't think it turned out that perfectly. It looks all right, but it's not my favorite project. This little bud vase came from a birch branch as well. It had a little flaw in it. Some of those things sometimes give the piece a little bit of character, so I don't mind it too much. It's like chips. The occasional chip gives a piece character too. But it's when it's all chipped up. I've said it before. When it's all holes like this, there's a point where it starts to look terrible. And this is another bud vase made from the same branch. I had less. I don't know if I was running out of ideas or not. I try to do something different every time I make these things. Someday I will make patterns for them and repeat some of them, but we'll see. This is another wine goblet. I really like how this one turned out. It was made from birch, gray birch specifically. I like it. I like how it turned out. That is a really nice one. I do need to make a pattern for this one because I'd like to repeat it. And it wasn't that hard to make. And I'm going to click over to the next picture here. This is that little cup. This was leftover wood, but I like it. It turned out really nice. You can see I got to the edge where the bark was just starting, but the coloration is just hard to beat. And of course the goblet showing it's like half and half, but it wasn't really half and half. Some other angles would show it differently. This was before I put the final coat finish on it. This was just done with the oil at the time. I did put polyurethane on it because I want it to be able to be used. I want people to be able to, if they would buy this, actually put wine in it and drink it. The reason I didn't choose my usual food grade finish, shellac, is because shellac is it dissolves in alcohol. And if you see a wine goblet, you're likely to put alcohol in it, which would damage the finish, probably mixed with your drink. It's not poison, but who wants to drink shellac? And this brings us back to the beginning of this set. I knew I'd run out of pictures before I ran out of my 10 minutes today, so I got some more pictures. And these are more bud vases. These are made out of alder, and this picture's a little bit blurry, so we took another one. This is made from an alder stick, and this one does not have the two-tone coloration. You can see it's just that darker color. And these were 2x4 bud vases, which I made out of some old glued up 2x4 stock that was already made for larger spindles. And I made 4 matching ones. They had a problem with the joint opening up a little bit because we had a lot of humidity for a while there. But when they were brought inside the house here and the humidity normalized, it actually closed right up and they looked fine. I didn't have any problems with them. Here's another angle of those same ones. I liked how they turned out. I don't like turning spruce 2x4s that much anymore because I've started turning better material. But I do it because people will want to know how to do it and how it turns out. And we'll sneak over the next one. Here's these 5 together again. And then I made a couple more alder ones. I think this one kind of looks like a perfume jar of sorts. But it is a little bud vase or weed pot or whatever you want to call them. Like I said, so I'm doing different things with it. I was surprised how well this wood turned. And another shot of the same ones. And this is going to bring me over to the end. Yeah, this is one of my wife's doings. This is not something I drew. She was, I don't know what she was doing that for. She does her work like that. But I'm basically done my 10 minutes for today. I know this might seem a little lame. I thought my last one was lame, and it turned out a lot better than I thought. It sounds better once I uploaded it. Wesley's busy uploading something to his site right now.
Yeah.
So when that's done, this one gets uploaded. And remember, time flies whether you're having fun or not. If you like this, you can subscribe to this. As always, I'm saying go to my MFCP woodworking site and subscribe there. I really want my subscriptions there as much as possible. That's what I work for on YouTube right now. Also, don't forget my partner in crime here who runs the site, Amy 2. Give him a listen, sign up. We put some cool stuff on his site too. So, thanks for listening.